Okay, now may I invite Associate Professor Kampawa Suthi Sambat, Director of National Ophthalmology Center of Laos PDR to present special gift from AECOM to Professor Yi An. Please understand.
The next session will be the topics from the speakers from Vietnam. We take the time from 11:20 to 11:50, and near the end of the discussion, there will be a sign of 5 minutes left. So please be careful with your time that you present. So the next session will be diabetic retinopathy screening and management in Vietnam by Professor Tran Huy Hong, Head of the Department of Ophthalmology, Faculty of Medicine, Pham Ngoc Thach Medical University, and he also the Director of Ho Chi Minh City Eye Hospital. Please welcome him on the stage.
Good morning. I would like to make a minor correction about my title. I'm an ophthalmologist from Ho Chi Minh City Eye Hospital. I'm here to represent our project on behalf of my director, Professor Trần Tuấn, who is also the head of the medical faculty of the university. First of all, let me have this opportunity to thank the AECOM organizing committee and the Lao Ophthalmology Society for giving me this opportunity to present our effort to address the burden of blindness caused by diabetic retinopathy in Vietnam. And my presentation will be a little short. Let's start. I'm going to present the context of diabetes and diabetic retinopathy in Vietnam, and then about our project to launch the diabetic retinopathy screening program in Vietnam, and other technicalities of the project and the challenges that we have faced and are faced. I will skip through the pathology of retinal complication of diabetes because we do not have much time, and we are all ophthalmologists, so this part is not actually necessary. So, how big is the problem of diabetes? According to the WHO, there are 450 million people living with diabetes in the world right now, and the number is projected to increase by 50% by the year 2040. And what's more concerning to us is about half of diabetic patients are living in ASEAN, and that is our area. So that makes it a very urgent problem for us, both as healthcare professionals and as ophthalmologists. Reports around the world have shown that about 1 in 3 diabetic patients already develop complication at the retina. And our own studies in Vietnam suggested similar result. And about 1 in 10 diabetic patients already have vision-threatening situation, be it PDR, proliferative PDR, or macular edema that need urgent attention. And when we put these percentages into a number, we have a better idea about the number of people we have to take care of, the number of people who are at high risk of vision loss if we don't have anything to do for them. And when it comes to diabetes, looking from the public health perspective, there are 2 things. we have to think about. First, the disease is more prevalent in the elder population, and the longer they live with the disease, the more likely to develop the retina complication. And we know that now people live longer, and once they have diabetes, they will have to live with that disease for the rest of their life. So the number and the percentage of diabetic retinopathy will increase and increase. And to diagnose the disease is quite simple. We either do a comprehensive ophthalmic examination, or we use the technology, we capture the image of the retina, we do OCT, or we do angiography, and we can make a diagnosis. And the good thing is all these technology are already available for us to use. And to treat them, we have laser, we have anti-VEGF, and we are using them at our hospital and elsewhere. So the good thing about addressing the problem of diabetic retinopathy is we have technology to detect them and to treat them. And in Vietnam, to be honest, diabetes is not very prevalent in Vietnam as in some other Western Pacific countries. But in the past 10 years, the prevalence of diabetes in Vietnam has doubled, and we project them to increase a lot more by the year 2030. So this presents us with a big problem at hand when we look at the future, 5-10 years in the future. And another issue, another problem with diabetes in Vietnam is only 1 in 3 diabetic patients is diagnosed. So of the estimated 3 million diabetic patients in Vietnam right now, 2 million of them are not knowing that they have the disease, and they are at high risk of losing their vision before we can do anything about that. And another finding of a survey back in 2012 in Vietnam is that the prevalence of diabetes is somewhat higher in Vietnam, in the south, in the Mekong Delta, and in Ho Chi Minh City as well. So this is one of the reasons why we have launched a program in the southern part of the country to screen diabetic retinopathy. At the moment, in Vietnam, those who have been diagnosed with diabetes will go to a general hospital or a endocrinology department or hospital for diabetic care. And they have to see their doctors once a month and have to take a number of tests. But unfortunately, those diabetic patients are not referred to an ophthalmologist for an eye examination or for screening for diabetic retinopathy. And somehow the diabetologists, the endocrinologists, and general practitioners in general don't see eye examination as part of the standard diabetic care. As a result, very few diabetic patients get referred to see an ophthalmologist regularly. And to make matters worse, the capacity to detect and to treat diabetic retinopathy only exists at higher level, at provincial levels in major cities, but at lower level, like in remote provinces, at district level, there is next to nothing. Those local ophthalmologists do not have the capacity, either in their technical training or in their equipment to make the diagnosis So this is a twofold problem. The ophthalmologist can do very little to help the diabetic patient, and the doctors who are treating diabetic patient are not ready to refer their patient to see an ophthalmologist. And then at the community level, there's a lack of interest, there's a lack of awareness among the general public, so that the diabetic patient don't know that they have to have their eye checked once a year, for example. So they don't ask the doctor who are attending them to refer them for eye check. So at the ministry level, at the national level, the health insurance, though they pay for diabetic treatment, they don't pay for eye screening. So it looks like that the problem is manifold, not just from the ophthalmologist side, not just from the diabetologist side, from the policy side as well. So that now I'm going to present to you a brief description of our project to launch the diabetic screening in Vietnam. So the objectives and goals of the project is to improve it on many levels, from the technical capacity of the ophthalmologist of the eye hospital to the policy level to the public health and education as well. The first objective will be to improve our capacity at Ho Chi Minh City Eye Hospital so that we can train other ophthalmologists, so that we can assist them in many ways, and then so that we can treat those who will be detected through the screening program, and to raise awareness, to do health education, to improve the knowledge of the general public and of the medical community as well. And then we have already established coordination, collaboration with other countries who have already done screening, so that we can learn from them, so that we can share experience of them. Our project will look at mainly at the diabetic patient living in Ho Chi Minh City and the Mekong Delta. This is where the prevalence of diabetes is highest in the country. And this is a 4-year project already started this year. And we are fortunate to have been able to secure funding from Orbis and from World Diabetes Fund. And then we also contribute $300,000 worth of equipment to this project. But this is just the initial phase. And these are the project area, the two arrows pointing to the southern part of Vietnam. And as I said, we look at improving service at multiple levels and involving the whole eye care network, involving the diabetic care people, involving the policy making process and people from the Ministry of Health, and working with the National National Institute of Ophthalmology in Hanoi. And then we also established collaboration with other countries such as China, Bangladesh, and we have learned from experience from other countries as well. And now I'm going into a bit of technicalities of the project. We are going to use technology for the screening program, that is using fundus camera to take the retina images of the patient and send them over the internet to a central data center at Ho Chi Minh City for trading, and patient will not have to go anywhere. The main idea of the program is patient will get screened where they are. They come to see an endocrinologist, they come to see a general practitioner, they will get screened right there from the camera. I'm sorry. Okay, so we will need a software to run and manage all those computer images, and we have already have that software company to help us. They have built a similar program for China, and they are helping us to do the same in Vietnam. And the project has been announced last month, and we are now procuring the hardware and putting them together with the software to run them, and we will run a pilot phase and a demonstration phase sometime early next year. Everything is done using telemedicine. Patient will get screened where they are, and we will help them to do the grading, and those who can be treated locally will be taken care of. Those who can not be helped by local ophthalmologists will be referred all the way to Ho Chi Minh City for advanced treatment. And the policy level work has been done quite a lot in the past year. We have advocated with the Ministry of Health, Health Insurance, Vietnam National Institute of Ophthalmology to develop guidelines, develop protocol, and to modify the health insurance policy so that screening will get covered by insurance. And now, this chart, I'm sorry, it's somewhat out of focus. The green arrow demonstrate management from the project team. The blue arrows show the data flow, and the red arrows show the technical assistance. So this is a multi-clinic, multidisciplinary, multi-level project. We are looking at it from many levels. And then the patient will have to be tracked and reminded to ensure a high compliance. And then research is another major aspect of our project. We will look at the epidemiology of the disease in Ho Chi Minh City and Vietnam as a nation, and also we will look at the cost effectiveness of the project so that our model can be repeated, can be expanded, can be adapted by other parties in the country and elsewhere. And the last part of the project will be advocacy and health education. Actually, 25% of the project budget will be spent on health education, because as I said before, the general public do not have a good knowledge of the disease they have, and even the medical community at large are not very interested, very much aware of the situation. So our health education will look at all those stakeholders and the collaboration with other countries. So we have faced with many challenges, and we are expecting to see many of them throughout the timing, throughout the duration of the process. And those challenges can be categorized into three main areas. The first would be the acceptance of the public and of the general medical community of our project. So the screening must be affordable to them, screening must be acceptable to them, and then we have to prove to them that we can actually help them. And the second area of the challenges would be the technical side. What type of machine we have to buy, what kind of software we have to use, how to manage the data, how to help them with all those telemedicine things. And the third area would be money. Cost to the patient. We don't believe in free service because at the end of the day we will run out of money if we don't recover costs. So we encourage every clinic that take part in the project, in our project, to recover costs so that they can sustain the activities themselves and then they can invest for expansion of the program. And then another aspect of the money is funding. We secure enough money for the initial phase, but for the next phase, when we roll out to many other areas in the country, we have to look at how to get the money to buy the machine, to develop, to expand the software. So these are the challenges we have faced in that. So this is some broad idea about our project. I know that you have many questions, so if you have, please raise your hand.
Any questions?
Yes.
I have a question. After we make a patient to realize and come to initiate the patient to coming for screening for a DR, and after that for the follow-up, especially in the rural area, how we initiate the patients or for coming to come to follow-up.
Thank you. That's a very, very good question. Indeed, we will use the UK and Asia system for grading and management of DR. We know that most of the diabetic patients, they don't have to, most of them will need to go to screening once a year, and about 10-20% of them will need further investigation or management. Those who need more intervention will refer up the system to a local eye center for further diagnosis. And most of them will get treatment at the local eye center. Very few of them indeed will have to go to tertiary eye center for treatment such as surgery, but laser or even anti-VEGF injection, we expect them to be done at local eye hospital. Yes, please.
Congratulations, Professor. I would like to add what we are doing in our country, Myanmar. So, as a pilot study, so all the villages and some of the districts, maybe a small number of patients, about 97 patients with screening, and then out of them, diabetes retinopathy pre-proliferative about 13%, and the proliferative about 10%, and around about the advanced stage is about 13%. It is a little bit very complicated after the diabetes retinopathy. Instantly, we, as a pilot study, we bring the portable laser machine, and then we treat the patients who need the laser. So this is what we have done in our country, Myanmar, only in one district as well. So is it feasible for your country and also for our colleagues to do the portable laser to bring to the district where it is not accessible to the center, then it can cover some of the diabetic retinopathy before it becomes a great vision loss. This is our experience.
Thank you very much, Professor. Your experience is just fantastic.
Any questions now? Okay, thank you for sharing to us about the interesting stuff.